my God, you've lost it. You've completely lost it. Like, hi YouTube, Leah Lauder, mega church cult survivor, spent 18 years in a cult, thought it was a church. Like, you gotta be mentally not stable to be telling me that I can't talk about Jason. What the hell is going on? I feel like I'm in a warped universe. Like, are we here? Are we here? Am I on planet Earth? Is this where I really am? Guys, you know, with this one, yeah, I've just let go and let God. I've just let go and let God. I've just let go and let God. That's all I've done, because let me tell you something, yeah? 1 second, guys. I've just let go and let God. Because when I tell you, out of every single thing that's happened in my life today, this woman that is running around in these streets, commenting under my post, talking human fecal matter, it's the worst thing that anybody's ever done to me in this life. And I don't care if you're related to him, this, and that, and the third. I will never, listen to me and listen to me well, never call my phone, bro. Never call my phone, never message it. Don't do none of that. Because I will keep saying this, I will never forgive you. You know who you are. I am taking this to the grave. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm taking this to the grave. Because and you lot know, I've been on here for almost 2 years. I've been through a lot, and I've said, because I don't hate JT either. Oh, no. It's just I don't forgive you. And that's my right. Because I'm no longer brainwashed. I don't need to forgive you, babe. I'll forgive myself. And that will be okay. Because I'm not doing that. You got me all the way up, babes. I was there for that man and his mom. Are you all right? Baby, we ain't going to do that outside in these streets. Anyway, as I said, all things in the dark come to a light in the end. And when I tell you, you see God, you lot are going to see anyway. Because you see, my heart is only pure with good intentions. And I know that. And I know that God weighs the hearts and minds of man. I am a firm believer in God. And I am a firm believer in karma. Whether you believe in God or not, me not care, and it doesn't matter. Whether you believe in karma or not, me not care, it doesn't matter. But baby, let me tell you something. I've put in the work to shift timelines, manipulate energy, and shift and move you into my reality. Therefore, you are in my reality, and it's my rules, bitch. So the karma and God and the vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, that's activated over your life now. Thank you, Ange. And knowing you've probably done no work to heal, to seek, to find, to go within, so you're spiritually naked. You have absolutely no covering outside in these streets. And then you want to be coming online and having my name in your mouth. That's all right, baby. That's all right. If you want to go and do that, you can do that, baby. I don't care. You see me, yeah? Oh, look at, someone's on Instagram trying to stop my live. Trying to stop my live on Instagram. I'm probably going to have to turn off the music, guys. That's what I'm going to have to do up, unfortunately. Hi, Instagram. There's some haters, because you know I got a lot of haters. You know I'm that bitch outside in these streets. Do you know what I'm saying? Everybody's been hating on your girl since the beginning of time. So I've had to restart the live because people don't want me to speak the truth. They don't want the truth to come out. But unfortunately for them, I'm going to speak the truth. Minna cure, minna blood clot cure. Because at the end of the day, Jason McPherson, aka Biggs, was my man. That was my husband. Everybody knows it. He was unalived by the police. And as a result of him being unalived by the police, I was in so much trauma. I couldn't bear to live without this man, that I ended up getting recruited into a church cult. Okay, that's what happened. All right. During that time, I was 7 years. For 7 years, I was celibate. And as we know, there's so many 304s. Is that black? Are you a mod on here? As we know, there's a lot of 304s in the church cult. So it's not like, you know, I could have got my back blown out. Like loads of time. There's loads of single married guys in there bursting at the seams, thirsty, dribbling. Do you know what I mean? And when I left, there's a lot of people who were just sleeping with each other. So the reason I was able to keep myself celibate for 7 years is because of the trauma from Jason. All right, my love, it's because of the trauma from Jason. I never got over that man. I got engaged in 2 months and I got married in under a year and had a baby. I was not in my right mind. And guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually tell my story, because I've got to do it now. Do you know, I don't care if people won't be happy, like this, that, and the third. And I'm not even talking about Jason's family. It's something else. I've got to draw myself out now. I've had enough. So later on tonight, or maybe tomorrow, I'm going to be doing an exclusive expose on myself, exposing it all. I'm going to talk about what happened in the lead up to meeting my ex-husband, and he doesn't even know this. So this is going to be, so you know, like how people are coming and talking human fecal matter, like, hey, you're exposing, I'm exposing myself, bitch. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of dynamics on myself, but I got to do it now because people have got their name in my mouth too much, and I'm not feeling it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about, all right, do you know what, guys? I'm just going to give you an intro into it. Yeah, I might even start talking about it today. All right. Because I want people to understand how effed up I was in the head. So I was in the church for years and years. I can't even remember the timeline, yeah? Then remember I told you, hey, Anise, I want to start off by saying that in these church cults, all they talk about from morning until night is marriage, husband, wife, children, wife, husband, he who finds a good wife. It is, morning, my love, it is drilled into your brain to the point where it's like now you're brainwashed and all you're thinking about is man, 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 man. Because they want to turn you into a pick-me. They don't want you to be an independent, confident woman who's got her ish together, doesn't need a man. They don't like those kind of women. So if you come in like that, they've got to break you down. So anyway, long story short, there was this guy in the church called, I was absolutely lost it, you know, and I was so traumatized over Jason. Nothing actual happened. It was just like a kiss and stuff, like a rub up or something. And I felt like I'd sinned so much. I told the pastor, long story short, after that, I was never the same because I was just they were just me up in my head. Do you know what I mean? Like my boyfriend's just unalived, and now I'm like getting brainwashed by this cult. They talk about husband all the time, husband, husband, husband. They're indoctrinating me one-to-one in the cult. It was just mad. It was, I can't even put it into words. But long story short, at some time, I can't remember the timeline, I backslid. Backsliding means like when you fall from the faith, you might go and get intimate with someone and then you're with them or whatever. And that's what happened to me. As I said, around that time, I ended up getting with a guy from Northwest. I was about celibate for 7 years at that point. And I want to say that the guy looked a lot like my boyfriend that unalived by the police. And that's the only reason why I even started chatting to this guy, because I saw him. He was on Harlesden on the strip. And I just remember looking at him and he just looked exactly like Jason. He reminded me of Jason, like he was big like him and he had a similar look. That was the only person that I really like, you know. And I was so horrible to that guy. I ABUSE'd him because it was like I just had so much trauma. And then when I was with him, I started feeling like, you know, like it was like a sin. Every time we were intimate, every time I couldn't like just enjoy the world and enjoy, you know. And this guy was actually really lovely, but I wasn't over Jason. So it's like any guy will tell you, like, I'm really horrible to them in relationships. Really, really horrible, bitch. If any guy that's ever dealt with me, unless I was trying to get money out of them, will tell you, do you know what I mean, that I'm just like a bitch. And the guys would always say, like, you got issues, like, with my emotions. Like, I have never been able to, like, express my emotions. And then in the cults, like, you can't show your emotions. It's like it's like they police it, they control absolutely everything in there. So anyway, I was with this guy, I backslid. And then there was just this girl. She was like, she's like a cousin, but you know, just like those messy people, man. They're just so messy, and you know, they gossip, talk about everyone, you know, just a messy bee. Like, you know, she's just a 304, like 1 minute she's straight, then she's bi, then and it's not because, you know, just them gal there. You know, the ones I'm talking about, greedy. Even when I asked her, like, why, what was the reason, like, for you like being bi and stuff? She said to me, I'm greedy. I want it all, men and women. I was like, okay. So that's why, like, you can't think, oh, men have been horrible to me my whole life, I'm just going to go to women, because sometimes it can be even worse on the other side, because I've seen gal them like that who aren't actually bi. Do you know what I mean? Like, this girl's like married with 2 kids now, or engaged with 2 kids. Anyway, so I was rolling with this girl. She was just messy. So she used to go Miami every year. Yeah. And because I was backslidden and I didn't have any friends, I was isolated. And this was a girl that I knew. I told you she's like family, went primary school with her, everything. But you know, you lose contact with people. So you'll go back to like your childhood friends, like home girl, or like family, a cousin. Like that's going to be your first go-to. But sometimes those people are unhealthy. So that's why I say you've got to like focus on your mental health, because when you come out, you'll just be so desperate for just like community, like a friend that you can surround yourself with snakes, like go from the pan into the fire, yeah? Which is what happened to me. So anyway, she was actually going Miami. Like them times I'm balling in it. I'm not paying the tithe anymore. I'm not paying nothing to the church court. So I got bare dough. So I was like, all right, I'm coming, and I could pay for the flight and my accommodation and everything for Miami just like that, like in 2 weeks, because that's how balling I was after I left the cult. Morning, my love. I had so much money, I didn't even know what to do with it at that point. So anyway, I've booked this thing to Miami, and obviously I was with the guy. Remember the guy I was seeing at the time? So he gave me, I think he gave me like over $1,000, like spending money or something like that. And so anyway, I went to Miami, and when I was out in Miami, I met a guy. This guy that was, I'm not gonna say the set that he's from or the rapper or anything like that. He wasn't like the main rapper, but let's just say, you know, like how you get Jay-Z and then you get like just the guys that are part of the set. Do you know what I mean? But they're still like in the road, but they're in the videos and whatever. It was like that type of vibe, yeah. And he was Spanish speaking, and again, a big guy. So do you see, and this guy, yeah, again, reminded me of Jason. The only time like I would give a guy the time of day is if they reminded me of Jason. Like, it's crazy. So again, this guy was big. I didn't sleep with him. I was in Miami for about, I think it was like 12 nights or something. And we spent a lot of time together and whatever. I think it was like a couple of days before we left and whatnot. And he like wanted to like me to come out there and move out there and be with him. And so do you see, like, I just didn't have the right mind. I was just like all over the place. So I had just come back from Miami, yeah. Right. All I'm going to say is when I was out there, yeah, I was going to all the clubs and whatever. And we were like, because in Miami, yeah, like it's like you just see like Gucci Mane, like, you know, like all the rappers, they're just there, like going into the club. Like it's like a movie set. Morning Cherry, it's like a movie set. They're just everywhere. So I'm not gonna lie, guys, I was freaking hell. I was milking it, chair. Oh my god, like they were all telling me because you know out there they got the Afro Latinas in it, and I was in Miami. So all of the guys were telling me that I look Cuban. I have got Cuban in me though. That I look like Afro Latina. Oh my god, I was milking it. Are you all right? I was walking in these streets like I was like on a film set, because Miami, it's not like real. It's where Scarface was filmed. So Miami, it kind of feels very like surreal. It's like you're on a movie set. So bitch, you know me, like I'm the main character, Jaya. These man them were on it. Oh my god, from like basketball players, rappers, just rich guys, like, and they're in Rolls Royces. It's like they're in Rolls Royces and Bentleys. Hey, soft life, they're in but I was so indoctrinated because I had just come out of the cult. So there was another guy I met. Again, I didn't sleep with him because you're so convicted. You got like, I was in the cult for years. I must have backslid, been in there for like 8 years or something. So it's like I couldn't like really enjoying myself. Like looking back, I wish I had, man. Blood clot. Do you know what I mean? Looking back, man. Oh my God. And that's why, you know, these guys, they're always getting robbed. Anyway, I'm digressing. So I had just come back from Miami. My head's not. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. So I'm queuing up outside the club, yeah, and I see these people with bright yellow, you know, like what they wear when there's an event. And I'm seeing like, I don't know if it's got something on it to do with Christ anyway. So now I know they're evangelizing. They're in Miami evangelizing outside the clubs. Just let us live, babe. Just let us breathe. So do you know what started coming to my head, guys? Do you know when I'm looking back now, I'm actually realizing what happened, yeah. I was in religious psychosis anyway, but I was in a dissociative state that time. Because remember, I haven't grieved Jason. Do you know what I'm saying? So they've just put a bandage over the trauma. I'm just messed up. So now when I've seen the people in the coats, all the programming, all the indoctrination started coming. All of the indoctrination, yeah, started coming back into my mind. And I've started thinking, oh my God, where can I hide? Where can I go from you, oh Lord? Even if I make my bed in HELL, there you are. Where can I escape from you? Got all this stuff started coming into my head. And I'm bawling. I'm outside the club and I'm bawling. And I'm like saying to myself, don't talk to me, don't talk to me, don't talk. So do you see that even when I'm all the way in Miami, I'm just trying to go to the club and have a good time? It's like the indoctrination. I'm just like breaking down outside the club. Like, you know, do you know what I'm saying? And like, oh, Jesus, I'm going into a whole like religious, like psychotic fit. So now I've come back to London, and when I've come back, I've felt like so convicted. I didn't even know what happened. I just started feeling convicted. And like all of a sudden, I'm like, I need to go back to the church. Hey, official posh. I'm like, I need to go back to the church because, you know, I've gone so far from God. Like I've sinned, like that. So I tried going, I was church cult hopping for a bit. So I was going Ruach. And I remember when I went Ruach, they had like some event. And I remember driving around the back because there was no parking. And I seen Bishop John Francis. And I said, oh, Bishop John Francis, can I please park in the car park? He was like, oh no, you've got to park like everyone else. Bishop John Francis is a thief. Anyway, I remember going into the church and I was thinking, like, why am I here? Like, it's like I've left my father's house. Because, you know, they indoctrinate you. I've left my father's house and now I'm like, with the swine, I'm eating with the swine. And you know, I would have been able to get that parking. I would have had a good seat. I would have been sitting near the front. And now it's like you have to start all over again, because that's what it's really about. It's about positions, ranking. It's so hard because it's a cult. You know, it's so hard to rise up the ranks that people have worked blood, sweat, and tears. So they think when they go to like another place of worship setting that you're going to have to do it again from the jump. They don't realize that they're not in a proper place of worship. They're in a cult. Because when you go in them places of worship, it's not about positions and rankings and titles. It's about they're helping you to have a personal relationship with God. It's not a business. It's not a system that's been strategically created with dark psychology to keep you trapped in the self-sealing system. That's not what they're doing up. They're a good, healthy church trying to teach you about the word of God to help you to have a personal relationship with God and to strengthen you with your walk with God. But the issue is they all say they're doing that. So that's why I have to put out the tactics and the characteristics and raise awareness so that people understand. All right. So I'm back in London now. I'm church cult hopping. And then at the end, after that happened with Ruach, I said, I'm going back. I'm just going to humble myself and whatever. So now, remember, I was in Miami. I'm putting up all my pictures from Miami. And guys, I looked great. I'm going to get some pictures for the next time I'm on the live to show you lot. I just looked amazing. I had this bust down with the hair, and you know, because I was ahead of my time. This was like, I don't even know what year this was, chair. And it was like blondes and bronzes, and it was all mixed in, and I just looked great. And sorry guys, this is so traumatic. I was putting up all my pictures on Insta and whatever. And, you know, Insta was really new them times. It had just been created. So I was getting quite a lot of traction on there. And then my ex-husband reached out to me, slid in my DMs. We started talking. Then we started talking on the phone, and we would speak for hours and hours. And because I had the indoctrination from the cult, I just felt like he ticked all the boxes. And I said, this is the kind of man that's going to marry me. And then I was like, you know, we don't have boyfriend and girlfriend because he wanted me to be your girlfriend. We'd be beloveds in my cult, because I had started going back. And I was in religious psychosis. So I'd just come back from Miami. Remember, my boyfriend's unalived. It's been like, I don't know, maybe 7-8 years at this point. I've never dealt with the trauma. I was messed up. So I got engaged. Facts of the follow, Dion. I got engaged in 2 months. Married and pregnant in under a year. And I was in that marriage for almost 10 years. There were some good parts, but most of it was tough. It was tough. And it was more like a duty to God, something that I had to do in order to make it into heaven. And it's very patriarchal. There's a lot of gender hierarchy and inequality. And they groom you to want to be this woman of God, this prophetess, and you need to be with a man of God. You need to have a head. Do you know what the saddest thing? Women have married real dusties and brokies and just EVIL men, because they've been indoctrinated to do so and told to marry this guy. And do you know what it's all about? The cult growing. They don't care about your trauma. They don't care about your needs. They don't look at you as an individual. They look at you as another number. You're a target. And I think what I'm going to do is take a break and go into why they target like vulnerable groups, etc. Because this just feeds really nicely into what I was talking about yesterday. This outreach, evangelism, aka church cult recruitment that they do, the force that they use is giving pred. There's a lot of coercive control. They won't take no for an answer. They're intrusive. They're all up in your business. They have no respect for boundaries. So I'm starting the slogan: when we say no, it means no. Like when we say no, it means no. It's okay. We don't want to hear about your God. We don't want to hear about what you've got going on in your place of worship. We're fine. And when we say no, keep it moving. We don't want, because do you see that once we've said no to you and you still try and do, because you know why? These places of worship, these cults, they have taught these people to, like Anakazo, to like win the loss at any cost, not take no for an answer because they go into HEOL, did it? But that's coercive control. So they've repackaged coercive control as like this fire for God that you have to have. They've repackaged insanity as being on fire for God. Have you seen? Apparently, I need to go and research this. There's some Americans that went to Mount Everest. Have you lot heard about it? And now they're stuck in America because they went there for the rapture. I think it's about 1,000 people that are stuck on Mount. It's just like, what the hell? What the hellionte? Because you know why? Historically, those particular believers have had so much power in this 3D. They've had so much power. Remember, religion and the state wasn't even separate. It took the scientists to come in and whatever. That's why they don't like science. They don't like knowledge. For lack of knowledge, our people perish. They don't like knowledge. Symbolic of the forbidden fruit, the apple. They've manipulated and twisted so much things to keep us from knowing thyself and the power, who we really are, our true divinity. We are so divine. Do you know what you should do when you're walking on the bus, driving, whatever? Almost, I know this might sound weird, but forget that you're a human being yourself. Make it out like you're someone from the outside looking in, and just marvel at the mind-blowing wonder and magnificence of the creation of human beings. Aren't we funny little things? Our arms, the way we walk, and we all HATE each other, and we're twins. We all look exactly the same. We've all got 2 eyes, 2 eyebrows, 1 nose, 1 mouth. If we were to get invaded tomorrow and people had 4 eyes and whatever, we would then see that we are all one race, the human race. It's through very EVIL men with hidden agenda and motives that are power hungry, with ego and whatever, that have used religion, created social constructs to divide us, like race and culture, and it was just one big globe. It's man that has gone in and invaded and said, this is Jamaica, this is Spain, this is America. We've we're in 2025 now, going into 2026. We have instant information at our fingertips. There's absolutely no excuse. You've even got ChatGPT where you can go and talk now. Anyway, so why do they target vulnerable people? Guys, is what I'm saying making sense? Do you want me to finish the story? Or should I go into why they target vulnerable people? I just giving you guys a flavor of how vulnerable I was and the events that were leading up to like my marriage and stuff. Because it's like his family want to run around and like, she went there for 18 years. Where was she? Did it? So I'm now exposing myself so people can understand the trauma behind what happened to me. And it wasn't like I was outside in these streets raving it up, living it up. Not like every single thing that's happened to me I've done like through trauma. Yeah, I saw the sister's comment. What did you think? Do you know what, babe? Yeah. Do you know what, Cherry? I haven't even been able to eat. Have you seen how much weight I've lost? I've not even been able to eat because the way that she's been moving has been making me feel physically sick to my stomach. That like I can't actually stomach food. Because I can't believe that I came in and I showed you and your people love. I came in, I showed you and your people love. That's all I did. And you've turned back in my face. And you just given me the biggest, do you know what I mean? Like the betrayal. And I just didn't see this coming, man. I always knew she was a bit weird, but this is just like another level, man. Anyway. So I've been talking about people that are high risk, people that are, vulnerable when they get outreach to, etc. If you haven't seen the first part, go on my YouTube, Church Cult 101, and you can see the first part. It's Leah Lauder 777. All right. So they do a lot of manipulation. And basically, I do want to repeat this one because a lot of the time, like people will present at these church cults and, these false prophets will be like, you come to the front. I can see that you've been through a lot of trauma. I can see this, I can see. And then the person they're so vulnerable, they start to cry, bawl, because they've been through so much trauma. But what this young person said when they were out on outreach and these crazy, what's targeted them, they were like, you can smell the vulnerability on us. You can sniff the vulnerability on us. You can smell the rum and tobacco on us because we've been up all night, blazing it up and drinking. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that certain gal them and man them are vulnerable. And they're using mystical manipulation to be like, the Lord saith, I see in the spirit, this, that, and the third. It's all fake. So there's this concept of vulnerability is visible. So survivors often carry emotional openness, empathy, or loneliness, qualities that preds misuse. They can, like these narcissists can sniff vulnerable people. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like people who are so vulnerable and been through so much trauma, and these are the people that they prey on. That's why that dynamic of narcissist, which is the mob, which is the birther, which is the leader, and then everyone in there is just vulnerable. Everyone in there is just vulnerable because narcissists is their feed. That's their supply. They feed off vulnerable people. They're able to manipulate them and indoctrinate them so easily. So one survivor said, and I'm going to repeat this again, you can smell the vulnerability on us. And it's true. To a manipulative, narcissistic leader, trauma looks like opportunity. Young people, opportunity. People with trauma, opportunity. Free, easy money. Because all they're going to do is put the bandage on the trauma. All of those young people are working. That's why young people are going into these jobs and they're having like schizophrenic episodes and having complete breakdowns at work because these people have so much trauma that they actually need like professional help. Not to be in a cult that's just going to be trying to get them clean them up so that they can go out and start working for them because it's like free labor for profit. They need them to tithe. They need them to, do you know what I mean? Like pay. All of that stuff's not free. It's pay as you go. Like when they're preaching and doing all those meetings with you and all that, they start to financially exploit you and you start to feel like you owe them everything. because it's like now you're working and you're not getting your back blown out, and you know he's been the leader's been there for you so much. It's like they manipulate it. They offer belonging and not love. There's a lot of, you know, love bombing. They twist help into control. They start to control your whole life. And once you're inside, support becomes surveillance. So they want to know your every move. They want to know what you're doing. And that's to build a picture about you so that they can use it against you. Because a lot of the time they're just like abusing people from the pulpit, chatting people's business in there in the name of ministry. We're doing this because, you know, it's just amongst the leaders, but the leaders are not healed. Some of the leaders were gossips when they got in there, and they're gossips when they're there, and they're always going to be gossips until the end of time. And they'll be talking people's business in the name of I'm concerned. So let's look at the psychology behind it. Like, why do they do this? Because trauma creates deep needs. When you've lived through violence or betrayal or SA or eaten from the great bowl, all of these, I call it comorbid traumatic experiences. That's a plethora of very complex health issues. Those could be diagnosed, undiagnosed. You could have to be like myself, spending a lifetime going through a plethora of different investigations, you know, to try and really find out, you know, what's wrong with us, because ultimately it will be a lot of autoimmune diseases because we've experienced so much narcissistic ABUSE. So what happens is your nervous system is wired for threat, because you've been in constant fight or flight mode. So you crave safety, purpose, and belonging. It becomes addictive. The environment becomes addicted. The codependency, the trauma bonds, the fake prophecies, the music. They've got so much dark magic on it, man. Thanks for the follow, B King. And cults position themselves as the answer to those unmet needs. These places of worship, yeah, they got an answer for everything. My cult leader's got a book for everything. It's like, you need a husband, this is how you do it. You need to get rich, this is how you do it. You need a better prayer life, this is how you do it. You know, they control everything. There's only 24 hours in a day. They go to work. Fact, spiritual warfare, yeah. Let me tell you something. You see all this spiritual warfare, can someone pin it? It's a lie. Spiritual warfare is a lie. Can you pin it? Because the world in itself is already EVIR. We're fighting every day. There's no spiritual warfare. What it is you've just got to be on that Christ consciousness. The highest frequency in this universe is authenticity. It's about being like loving people, like being a good person. And then it's like, God's got you. The universe protects you. The universe has your back. Whilst your enemies just crumble and shrivel and unalive. When people come against me, one of my biggest intentions and prayers that I send their way is that they will be consumed by so much trauma, so much chaos, so much just unfortunate events, one after the other, that they can't even focus on me. So I turn into the last thing on their mind. And if they have to become mentally unstable, if God has to turn them absolutely off, God will do that. If it means protecting me, if it means that people are on their way to do something for me, God will send a storm and a wind and flip that car over. That is how much faith I have in the God that I serve. Like, I really believe in God. I really believe in God. The more I heal, the more I see the change in survivors, like survivors taking their life back, survivors, you know, reaching out to me and me forming these relationships with them. I'm understanding, you know, how crucial this work is that I'm doing, and how divinely protected I am. Thank you. I am safe now. How divinely protected I am. And if I go as part of my story. It's part of my life, whatever happens to me. So if I was to unalive tomorrow, they would celebrate and revel and, you know, loathe the moment of, hey, yeah, God, da 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 da. But if when that time comes, that's because it's my time to go, and I don't even want to be here anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's how you know that they don't understand. But then they think I'm going to HEOL. That's the issue, because the mind is so dark. So now it's going to appease them and soothe their wounds, and because they're in religious psychotic states, that now I'm in HEOL. Yeah. They don't even understand how WICKED these environments are. Like, how can you be happy that someone's going to HELL? How can that be like your main rhetoric? Like, it's so low vibrational. That's why they're miserable. It's fake happiness. That's why these people can't sit with self alone. They can't. They can't, that's why they're in there 24 hours a day, because if they have to sit with themselves, they'll go off. Oh, thank you. Oh, welcome from Amsterdam. My nan was a Reuben. I've got a Reuben in me, and their language is Dutch there. All right. So coercive control disguised as care. They say we just want to help you, but real help respects no. Real help respects boundaries. What they're doing is coercive control, forcing interaction, ignoring your boundaries, or just disrespecting you, just straight up disrespecting you and using guilt or fear to make you comply. Mystical manipulation. Porsters, mogs, whatever, often say, I can sense you've had a hard life. Prophetically speaking, in the spirit. In the spirit. This is what the survivor kept doing on the phone to me. In the spirit. Very manipulative. And it's mystical. It's wrapped in mysticism. So we call it mystical manipulation. It's not a revelation. It's an observation. It's not a revelation. You can smell the rum and the tobacco on us, baby. Hey, sis. You can smell the rum and tobacco on us, baby, because we've been up all night blazing and drinking Captain Morgan. That's what we've been doing up the whole blood clot night chair. We ain't slept. We've been outside in these streets. We don't remember what we did last night. We woke up this morning, random place with Minano. And now we're walking on these streets trying to get back home from the mandem's yard. And you're stopping us and you're not letting us go. You can smell it on my breath, babe. Oh, so now you're going to tell me that you prophetically see. And that's why, gal them, if you know you've had a traumatic life, if you know you've been you're a care experienced child, if you know you've been essayed, if you know that mandem's eaten from the great bowl, if you know you've gone through comorbid trauma, stay away from these youth places of worship, because you're going to end up more in the head than you were when you walked in. My advice to you, my sisters, my roses, my rose from the concrete jungle, I am crying out to you, please don't go, please. I'm begging you, man. Rather focus on your mental health. Go to the GP, get on some antidepressants, get some sleeping tab, get things that will help you, get yourself in therapy, go and connect with nature, find healthy communities. This is these spaces are the last place that you want to end up in. Thank you, Queen Faith. It's the last place. You'll end up in a worse mental state than when you walked in there. And there are so many preds. They can smell it on you, gal them. The preds in there, the mandem in there can smell the rum and tobacco on your breath. These preds can sniff that you've been used and ABUSED'd by the mandem. They can see it on you. We don't need no prophetic utterance. We don't need in the spirit. We don't need that, baby. My 11-year-old can see what's up. A survivor said, I'm still recovering, imagine. These environments leave scars. But those scars turn into stripes, survivors. That pain turns into purpose, survivors. That mess turns into a message, survivors. And Queen, you will heal. And you will come out even stronger than you have before. A force to be reckoned with. A phoenix rising from the ashes. Still, we rise. I get people walking up to me, handing me a leaflet to join their cult. Love you, girl. Queen Nancy in the cup. You've got to be firm. And I'm going to start this slogan thing that I'm going to start. So I'm going to be telling people how to do it up. When I say no, it means no. You look them eyeball to eyeball. When I say no, it means no. Because you know what, guys? We're getting triggered now. This is causing us PTSD. We need to get some balls and just tell them straight, look them eyeball to eyeball. When I say no, it means no, B. So they often say, I can sense you've had a hard life. And that is not revelation, it's observation. They use mystical manipulation to make it look like God revealed your trauma to them when they can see it on you, which gives them instant power and authority over you. And this survivor is very vulnerable. And when she was describing the friend that she was with that they were trying to recruit, she was saying this girl is so vulnerable. Like you could see it, Leah. Like even like she could see like. And these are the kind of vulnerable people that they're getting in their spaces. Because as I said to you guys, you've got to be like in the gutter. You got to be in the actual gutter to be very desperate. Like at your wit's end. It's out of desperation that they find themselves in there. Indoctrination hides the abuse. Members are brainwashed to think that saving souls is worth any cost. So when someone refuses to join, they think it's the devil resisting. They've been trained to override consent and boundaries, all for the Lord, all for the sake of saving souls, all for the Great Commission, all for John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. There's a lot of twisting and manipulation of the scriptures, which hides the abuse from the constant indoctrination. Money masquerading as mission. Behind all the soul winning talk, behind all the soul winning chat. Thanks for the follow. Is that Kerry? Kelly. Thanks for the follow, Kelly. Behind all that soul winning chat, it's a business, it's a system, it's strategy, it's dark psychology, it's a self-sealing system. They use transcendental belief systems to keep you trapped in the self-sealing system. What is that? It's the overarching vision. So do you see how it feeds back to the win the loss at any cost? We got to go out, which feeds into the power, money, and ego, which feeds into dominion, power, territory. That's why they pray and say, we're taking over Chatham. We're taking the territory for God. Da, da, da. So because they're colonizers and they colonize your mind. So they're very much like transatlantic masters. That's how they move. Perpendicular. Bums on seats equals coins in the basket. You lot are just dollar signs. That's all. That's all. You're just another number. I need to start making my music. You're just another number. You know, a little reggae. You know, a little reggae vibe. You're just another number. All you wanna do is tea for money. You're just another number. They don't really care about you, my girl. You're just another number. The blood clot thief come for take your blood clot money. You're just another number. Oh, whoa, whoa. Don't play with me, babes. That's a banger. That's a banger. Hi, elites. That's a banger right there. Yes, Kiko. That's a banger. Yes, Perp. That's a you wait until I go in this studio, baby. You lot thought Cardi B was the drama. Wait until Leah gets in that booth, baby. I'm going to be rapping because everyone's always tried to put me down. Like, I can rap, bitch. I know I can. I'm going to get in that studio. There's going to be rapping. There's going to be spoken word. There's going to be singing. There's going to be everything. Because the way people have done me so dirty, whether people laugh at the rapping, they're not effing with it, they're not whatever. I mean, I care because at that point I need to rap because it's not a singing situation anymore. It's a rapping situation in these streets. So I will be getting back into the booth very, very shortly, y'all. Very, very shortly. Your girl's going to be out here making music. Yeah. Yeah. So baddies, get ready. Get ready. Make sure you're working out. Make sure you're doing everything that you need to do up. So when I start to do the video, because as I said to you, it's going to be the collective is that's me. Like when you see the collective, you see me. So get ready. And for those people that don't want to their face to be seen in the music videos, I've got an option. You can get the gal them can get the pink ballies and the man them can get black ballies, or you can get the ballies with the diamantes, you know, if you're a bit extra like myself. So you could just wear the ballets. Ooh, that sounds good though, innit? The ballets, yeah, because we're bougie. The ballets, you get me? So if you want to get your ballet, then do it up and then you can still be in the video. So that way your face ain't there. That's just how we roll. That's how we roll. That's just how we roll. You get me? That's how the collective roll. It's not our fault that your thing's unalived. Our thing's lit and thriving. It's not our fault. Don't be gel. Don't be sad over there. All right. So behind all the soul winning talk, it's a business. It's a system. And once they get you in that self-sealing system, you're trapped. Many exit signs, but no way out. Bums on seats equals coins in the basket. You're just another number, a target. Free labor equals profit. They get the members to do everything in there. If they just move into a new building, the members will be ripping up the carpets, laying the floor in, painting the hall, putting up shelves. They'll be in there 24 hours a day, and they won't be getting paid nothing, and they'll be giving them all their money. So do you see the type of, like, it's modern day thing labor, because you just get rinsed out, man. You get like a flannel chair. If I was just on TikTok, I would have gone in my bath and like rinsed out the flat so you lot could see each other. Anyway, I'm going to start having my bucket hair with the water and being like, they rinse you out, because just saying they rinse you out, it's not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough. Because what we went through was literally, we were the flannel and they rinsed us dry. So please, Perp, Alita, Black, Faith, Haynes, gal them, man them, next time when I go on the live, please remind me to get my bowl and flannel. Get my bowl and my flannel. So when I want to say rinsed out, we've got the water and the flannel there and rare to rinse it. Because I've had enough. I don't know who people are chatting about on these streets, but it ain't Leah Lauder, baby. It ain't Leah Lauder. Because when I was outside these streets and really on the streets, you lot were all talking about me behind my back in secret. Do you know what I mean? It's just crazy. Like, I just had so many snakes around me, just like Jason. But the members don't see it like that. They've been taught it's holy work. It's the work of the ministry. We're doing it for the Lord, blah, blah, blah. Because remember, they make the place of worship synonymous with God. So the building itself is like, this is a house of God. And, you know, what you do on for the cult, for the place of worship, you do on for God. Appeal approved. So in their psyche, I'm just going to start saying random words, guys, because they're reporting it up in, you know, the amygdala part of the brain and the hippocampus, because they're just rewiring the brain, and it's just severe indoctrination. What happens is the neurosystem becomes rewired. Thank you, leader. They're indoctrinated to see exploitation as evangelism. So how they break boundaries, ignoring no is how they break the boundaries. Persistent pressure to join, attend, or submit. Love bombing. Thank you, Alidi. That it was given Marilyn, that though. You know Marilyn Monroe. I'm the Black Marilyn Monroe. I need to just do up a little start. That'll all be 2026 though. Oh my gosh, guys, you know I'm getting better, but I've had this thing for time. Yeah. So, because, you know, we talk about boundaries, we talk about self-love, but do people really know what putting those boundaries in place really looks like? Do people really understand it? This is why I take time to break it down. Love bombing, excessive affection to trap you emotionally. Isolation, cutting you off from family, therapy, or anyone outside of the system, the self-sealing system, because they demonize the world. And that's what makes it so frightening, you know, and the thought of leaving this self-sealing system that they've wrapped us up in cotton wool, it's all we know. Add an extra layer onto that. The second Jenners who have been born into it have absolutely no identity outside of the cult. Public confession, forcing you to expose trauma or sins to shame and control you. So the public confession and the public shaming is huge. That's what my my boyfriend, who unalived sister, tried to do to me. It's just ABUSE. And it's like, how are you going to be coming and doing this up when we are literally survivors of narcissistic abuse? It's giving narcissist. It's giving gaslighting. It's giving like we are survivors of this. Like, and in 2025, everyone's like healing from it, apart from you, babe, because you didn't put the work in. You've just been fake this whole time. And as a survivor that came on here said, they said this is the age of truth. And I love that. This is the age of truth. It sure is, babes. Gaslighting, making you doubt your reality. You're being rebellious is the devil speaking. So the gaslighting is, that's get behind these, Satan, the devil. And another thing they do is a lot of fear-based programming to indoctrinate you in a way where you won't ask certain questions, you won't think a certain way, you'll turn a blind eye to certain things because You know, you don't want to be branded as a devil. You don't want to be pushed to the outside. You don't want to be seen as disloyal. You don't want to be cut off from the group. You're being rebellious. It's the devil talking. Financial control, or they'll call you Jezebel. They'll call you a witch. Like any woman that speaks her mind and is not a pick-me or a Barbara the Builder is a Jezebel and a witch in their eyes. That's why I said, stop calling me Jezebel. I find it insulting. We know how Jezebel's story ended. I'm not Jezebel. My story has not been written. My story has not been written. We're yet to see how this all ends. And either way, you know, however it ends for me, you know, it's been worth just exposing up these church codes. I was living in a world of control. The Lord came and showed me the light. I was living in a world of control. The Lord, he came and showed me the light. Too talented for your damn mind. Financial control, demanding money, calling it seed sowing or sacrifice. Spiritual threats, saying you'll lose your blessings or you'll go to HELL if you leave. You could headline a musical any day. Oh, Carlo, my Carlo. I'm trying. You know what? I want to be in America. 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 Oh, stop it, Carlo. You're gassing me up. I've actually got a national diploma in performing arts. A BTEC national diploma. I don't know how I passed that course, chair. Thanks, Carlo. I don't know how I was more like concerned about being on these streets and riding around in these streets with my that was my college love. That was my guys. I haven't even, you know, when that book comes out about my life, chair, it was chair. Oh my God. And you know, I could have just settled down with this baller and been fine for my whole life. And then it was just like, he weren't bad enough. Oh God. Anyway, guys, I'm digressing. Let's get on to the point because there's so many good points here. I don't want to. All right. Each tactic is designed to break autonomy and rebuild obedience to the leader, not to God. Book I go sell off. Yes, yeah, amen to that. Period. Queen, my leader. Ellie, I need to call you. I know I do. I am going to call you, Chair. It's just, anyway, Elites, I know you've been seeing what's going on online. It's just, yeah. So let's flip the script. Yeah, we've looked at what we go through, what they do to us, this and the third. Let's now talk about why members don't see it as ABUSC. Because remember, they're the ones doing it. They're sending them out like, you know, like an army. And they actually have internalized that they are the army of the Lord. You know, there's the DVIL out there, and they believe that like we're all possessed in the world, like doing the DIVIL's work. You know, everything is sin apart from what they do up in this cult. It's just giving Alice in Wonderland. That's what it's giving. It's like Alice in Wonderland in there. Are you lot getting what I'm saying outside in these streets? Because if you look at the deeper meaning of Alice in Wonderland, you know, there's a lot of like dark psychology behind it, almost like she was, you know, like mentally, isn't the original that she was mentally unstable or something, and then imagine the whole thing in her mind. Can you let me know if I'm right? So I actually might do a piece on that, because I think that would be really interesting. You know, like now we're going into more of the philosophical, dark psychological perspectives of this Alice in Wonderland world that they trap you in and bring you into this false sense of reality. You have a distorted sense of self and reality, and you think that this is all real, and you're fighting this DEVIL and whatever, but really you're just the impatient. Do you know what I'm saying? And have completely imagined this in your mind. That's why we're saying you lot are in religious psychosis, because these are just narcissists, very EVIL men that you failed to see because of the trauma, because you were so desperate and so mentally, you know, impaired at the time, had gone through so much trauma and presented at a crossroads at a point where you were in complete desperation and had nowhere to turn. And it was out of going there or just deleting. So you ended up there. Tell the truth. Stop masquerading, you know, these testimonies and whatever. They're telling on themselves. That's all projection now. We're hearing the same story, one after the other after. It's all the same. Yeah, Disney has dark psychology behind it. Not to deviate again. No, that's brilliant. But your nails go with your top and bracelet. Oh, thanks, babe. I didn't even notice that. Oh, Carlo, you're such a king. Oh, my God. Oh, whoever gets with you is going to be so lucky. You're such a sweet soul. I really hope that you get an empress. But Carlo, remember, don't be cheap. If you want to get because they've fooled you lot all. If you want to get a divine woman that's going to hold you down, she's going to be expecting. So when you get a woman that you like, just spoil her from the get-go. The flowers, don't come empty-handed on the dates. At least get her a perfume and a roses. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, make an effort. Always do like nice little things for her. Like, show that you're a giver, you're a provider. Do you get it? And compliment her a lot as well. Yeah. And be consistent. So if you've been texting in the morning, every morning, 11 a.m., good morning, gorgeous, keep that up. I receive everything you have affirmed. Oh, you're going to get a beautiful goddess. You're going to get an empress, because that's my intention for you. Yeah, consistent. So Carlo, when you get the empress, make sure it could be 2 years from now, 5 years, 2 months, whenever. Make sure you send me the picture with you sitting with your empress, you know, like private message me so I could be like, yeah, that's you, baby. Because you know how it is, like a lot of it, the only men that are going to have women are going to be men, like with decent women, are going to be men that are like, you know, divine masks. You're going to be able to see between the difference now between the men that can't afford to live on their own, so they needed to pick a lave, and the men that have, you know, like the women that have put in that work. You can see it on themselves. They're so, because remember, the wife is the reflection of the man. That's a nice intention to give to someone else. Oh, very compassionate. Yeah, because I want that for you. There's nothing greater than true love. I've experienced it, but unfortunately my boyfriend unalive, but I have experienced it. And I hope that everybody would get to experience it. Do you know what I mean? Experience that true love. And, you know, even though he unalived, if it meant that I would have never met Jason, I wouldn't turn the clock back, because I would do it all the same, all over again, to just spend just that 1 year. And although I was just associated to your brother for 1 year, I was living in that yard, babe. Yeah, I was. Anyway, I'm not even going to take it there, because I don't need to do that. All right. So why members don't see it as ABUSE? It's because it's indoctrinated obedience. Thanks for the follow, Gillian. They're trained to believe submission. I had a lovely lady that I used to work with called Gillian. Oh my God, she was lovely. Australian woman. Pretty thing as well. And she was celibate. I remember I was thinking, girl, what you doing? But now when I look back, she was just a boss. Lovely woman, and she worked so hard. If you see this, Jill, I like you, because I don't really like people. So big yourself up. They're trained to believe submission equals holiness. Yes, girl. Questioning equals rebellion. Questioning equals disloyalty. Questioning equals you're from the DEVIL. You know, God will build his house and the gates of hell won't prevail against it. And they gang up on you. They gang up on you. And I'm now finding out that my old cult has actually put hands on people. Guys, just wait for it. In a couple of weeks, you survivors are going to be sitting, watching on your TV with your mouth wide open like this, the whole way through it. And I'm not mentioning anything to survivors or giving anything away, because it's just going to be like, bam, you know, them ones. So questioning equals rebellion. So they genuinely think they're doing God's work, ministry work, winning souls for Christ, when they pressure others, when they coerce others, when they're deceptive, when they're using love bombing, when they're lying and telling a girl that she looks good when she doesn't look good. Because we can see the vulnerability on her. We can see that's an old coat. We can see this girl looks like a girl that's on benefits, that can't afford to buy clothes. Her coat's dirty. She's got in a wig that's old. You can tell that girl is struggling, is living in poverty. As the survivor said, you can also smell the rum and the tobacco on their breath, babe. So you know what's up. You know what's up. You know what's up. You know what's up. So that's visible vulnerability. That vulnerability is very much visible, and you're not hearing from the Lord. You're no prophet. You're not seeing in the spirit. You're not prophetically speaking. You're being a dodgy car salesman that can't drive. That's what you're doing up. Bounded choice. Cults create closed systems. Everything, love, truth, and meaning exists only inside the group. Guys, like up the live. So it's about transactional love. It's about a duty. It's you do for me, and then I'll do something for you. They'll never just do something for you for free. Only at the beginning. They'll pay for your taxi. They'll take you out to Nando's because they're grooming you. They're like, especially if you're in care or you don't really have your parents around or whatever, and they're getting you all these gifts, buying you stuff, clothes to be in the choir. You're going to be like, oh my God, they're so lovely. No one's ever done this for me. Yeah, because you grew up in the gutter. You grew up around snakes. Like, you had a very like traumatic upbringing, baby. So you can't even see when someone's being fake, like, because you're so desperate. You're so desperate for love. Looking for love in all the wrong places. Been around, seen a lot of pretty faces, but I know that you're the one for me. I just felt like singing that. Literally 20K no delay viewers. Tap the screen you're watching. Thank you, baby. Big song, big tune, isn't it? So it's transactional. So it's almost like we made you, we can break you. So they indoctrinate you and they set you up in a way to only be able to survive inside the self-sealing system. They program you and indoctrinate you only to survive inside that system. So when you come out, you fall apart. And then because of all of the indoctrination, you be thinking, oh my gosh, I've sinned, I've fallen away from God, I've did it. And then you keep going back to the place that's abuse in you because they've changed the meaning of things. Abuse equals love. Gaslighting is love. You know? So that's why I say when you come out of these settings, deconstruction and deprogramming is absolutely crucial. If you have come out of these church cults and you've cult hopped to another place and space of worship, you're in a worse mental headspace than before. Someone like that is never going to deal with the trauma, or they'll deal with it like late into old age. Like, there's going to be some people, guys, that you hear talking about this when they are in their 60s and they've got grandkids and they're like, I just been holding this secret my whole life and I can't do it anymore. You know that woman? Remember that woman? These people are so EVIR. Like, I've just never experienced or witnessed this level, this level. It's like, guys, that's why I believe that God made it so that I would be like in the streets dealing with these man them like this and that. So when I come and tell you lot that the most EVIL, guys, I have an ex, yeah, who, how he's, you know, when I said to you, there's some guys who like, they're so they're GMs because of like virtue of their environment, this, that, and the third. Thanks, Julian. But then there's just guys from the trauma that they're mentally unstable. They're in a GANG, but they're not a GM. They actually need to be like sectioned. They need to be put on. They come from really like traumatic background, so they are not GMs. They're just like unstable, right? I was with a guy like this, yeah, and I was like just freshly turned 18 at the time, and he was like 28. And he told me about a story, yeah, where he off an Asian woman's, because she had all of this gold jewelry on her arm, like back in the day in the 90s, and gold back then was very expensive and it still holds weight to this day. That's what my man did, because she wouldn't take the bracelets off. There's newspaper articles of him saying that when he was on a train, he's been in and out of jail since he was like 10 years old. He's been getting like in trouble. Yeah. And when he was like 14, that was the first time he was sent to jail, because what he was doing was he was going around on the train, because this was like in the 90s. Can someone block up that person? And going around and finging people, saying that he had you know what, AIDS, and if they didn't give over their money, phone, whatever, he was gonna fing them with that. So these are the like, and he's got brothers. They're so known in Northwest. I don't know if I want to reveal the name, but I'll reveal the name, because what can he do to me? Do you know what I mean? He can't do nothing. Do you know what I'm saying? But his brothers, basically they were Jamaicans, like yard man. So the brothers were like just like yard man from Northwest, because that's what they're like. And the brothers basically unalived some people, and they had to leave the country and go to Jamaica to go and hide out. They're still hiding out to this day. So these are the type of individuals that I was dealing with, and all his sisters are known in these streets. His sisters loved me though. he had like 5 or 6 sisters, and I remember when he came in, he was like, yeah, like, my sister don't play, you know. If she don't like you, she's just gonna bang you like straight. Imagine that. Can you imagine walking? But bitch, I'd done my stint in South London. Yeah. I'd had man them trying to line up gal them from Brixton to throw you know what in my face and whatnot. Like I had already like I had already tugged it out in these streets. You get me? Like having man them like, you know, putting hands on me, and I had already tugged it out. I had already learned to hold a bang and still get back up and be like, okay, you're unalive, bro. You put your hands on me now. You're an unalive man walking. You get it? Like that's what it is for you. That's fine. I'll hold the bang. That's what I wanted you to do, because now people are going to retaliate. Because now I'm going to go crying. Now I'm going to go crying to about 5 bad man. Do you know what I mean? That all want to hit it. I'm going to go cry to all the bad man now. And now you've got multiple man them from multiple hoods coming at you. Cleopatra coming at you. Cleopatra coming at you. These man them are outside just doing what they're doing for a loaf of bread, babe. Do you know what I mean? That's how I was moving back in the day. Not now, obviously, like I'm a professional. Not. I'm just telling you my story. What was I talking about? Was it, yeah, the EVIL? So when I tell you that I've seen EVIL people, that's why. What was I telling you about? Oh, it was just that, guys, I've had a mad life. I can't even lie to you. Like, I have looked some real unalivers. And oh yeah, the sister. So he said to me, he was like, right, if my sister didn't like you, she's just gonna like just bang you, like da da da. So I was like, all right, cool. Well, I gotta meet them in it, like it is what it is. So I came in, and the sister's like tugs, like, you know, like proper tugs, like Northwest. Them Northwest girls don't play though. They can rock it out. Do you know what I'm saying? They can rock it out. So she's in there now, so I'm not talking to her now. But real recognize real in it. So deep inside, I was like, I knew she was gonna be all right with me, because and I was just like, oh my god, I love her. This is the best girl that you've brought home, like rare. Because I'm not, you know, doing up no one's thing in no one's D, like, for you to like me. If you don't like me and we don't vibe, we're not gonna vibe. So if it's that situation where every time we see each other, it's on site, then that's what it's gonna have to be. Do you know what I'm saying? Because if it's got to be that, it's got to be that. Morning, beautiful Renee. Like, that's what I'm on, innit? And I'm not saying I can, you know, I can win every dinner, but I just got heart in it. Even if I come out of it mash up, even if you mash me up, I got heart in it. And next time I'll come back stronger. I'll put in the work. I'll do what I have to do, because I've already been in it with you. I've already been at it with you. So now I know how you move. I know what you do. So I got to prepare myself for the next time I see you, because now I know how you move. Like, it's okay. Like, that's how I am, baby. It's all right. I'm not trying to be like bad out here, like I'm so strong and I could do this and I could do, but baby, like, I got heart. Period. On period point blank, I got heart, man. And that's where the ratings always come from. That's why I've always been rated, because I'm real to the core and I got a lot of heart. And I'm neurodivergent, so I'll tell you exactly what I think about you to your face. I don't care. I've been with unalivers in studios in Pecknam, baby, on the strip. And they've brought their baby mother there, who's wanted to start acting like, because she's got a mixed race child or whatever, like she can bad up herself and be a certain way toward. And it's like, baby, I have to remind you, you lot don't understand who I am outside in these streets. And her baby father's right there, but what are you gonna do about it, baby? And I know these mans are tooled up. We're in the studio, it's a small place, it's everybody's drinking, they're tooled up. But what are you gonna do? What you got? Because I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. Are you all right? Do you know who I know outside in these streets? Let's not. We don't want to go there. We don't want to go there. We're not going to do that. We're not going to go there. So me, I'm not the one, baby, because I'm going to tell you exactly. Because I'm going to tell you what I think about you, because I can't hold my mouth. I'm going to have to tell you exactly how I feel. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I'm just real to the core. But the thing is, people always know where they stand with me. Anyway, let me get back onto why I don't even know why I was talking all of that. All right. All I'm saying is, guys, I'm drawing myself out now because I need people to understand the seriousness of what's going on. I'm actually drawing myself out. I'm putting all my business online. I'm talking about all the past things, the ninjas that I dealt with. Like I'm talking about everything now, so people can understand that I'm not playing inside these streets. Because although I'm really disappointed in my boyfriend's sister for going and doing all of this up online and whatever, in a way, I'm glad this happened because people know I'm not speaking human fecal matter. They know I've really been outside in these streets. Like the resume is resume, and it, like the CV is checking out. Yeah. So at the end of the day, I just really need people to understand in these streets that I have seen and dealt with some of the most prolific GMs and like OGs from the 2000s. Do you get it? And I have dealt with some real unalivers, like been sleeping with the enemy outside in these streets. So looking eyeball to eyeball as we're doing our thing. And I can tell you, I have looked in the eyes of the DEVIL himself. And I can tell you that I have not met more EVIL men than what I find in these spaces and places of worship. I've never come into contact with more EVIL individuals. And that is on God. At least certain gangsters, like, they've got a heart to, like, or someone will come up to them and be like, oh, I ain't got no money to put on the electric, and they'll just give them, like, give them 20, 50, a pinky, let them hold that, like, that, like the OGs, that's how they are, like the ones with the kind souls. That's how my Jason was. That's how my husband was. He was such a sweet, kind, pure soul. And isn't it so ironic? This guy who was on the streets, on paper, he looks like, like just a fog, he's out here, like, shot in, like, just doing the most. He'd be seen as an unaliver, like an EVIL person, and he had the purest heart. And then you get posters and mugs on paper, they look like the perfect, upstanding citizen. And in real life, they are like the mafia, like the EVIL things that they will do. I wouldn't even compare them to GMs. It's worse than that. It's organized, CRIME. It's organized, man. It's so strategic and calculated. If you've been asking the question, you've come out recently, or you're on the periphery, on the fence, and you're thinking, should I leave, or is this really? Yes, they know what they're doing. Yes, they know exactly what they're doing. There's too much dark psychology. That's why I've just tapped into the dark psychology. Because, guys, I actually slipped into this by mistake. When I came out of the cult, I was like, I'm broke. I was like, there's no way I'm going to be, my kids are going to be struggling. And I started doing up sprinkle, and finessing. And I was outside in these streets. And, what was I getting to? Oh, I've lost my whole train of thought. Anyway, let me just go back on. Maybe I'm not supposed to talk about that just yet. Cognitive dissonance. This is a big one. They're invested so much in the belief that their leader is righteous that they can't accept the idea of abuse. It would just shatter their world, so they justify it instead. Remember I said to you, there's people in there, like, if leaving the cult would mean that they'd completely collapse, they'd have to be in, like, with mental health, like, section for years to be able to get them to a point where they're able to come out on the outside world and be able to reintegrate back into society. Peer pressure and spiritual hierarchy. I think in the future they're going to get cases of people whose minds are just fried. Like, they just come in and they're just, like them people, they just don't speak and they just stare into space and things like that. Because there's too much truths coming out, too much technology. Like, they can't escape it. At a point, there is some people, as deep as they are into it, these realizations are going to start getting into their psyche and they're going to start losing their minds. It's absolutely inevitable. Peer pressure and spiritual hierarchy. They see others doing it and being praised for winning souls. So they copy the behavior to belong and stay approved. It becomes a performance of faith. So it's like, it's like street preaching, theatrical performances. Like, you've seen with that guy, that Ollie guy, he's been banned from basically preaching in like London and whatever. Got certain places, sorry, Minano. And it's like, since he's not allowed to use the mic now, all of a sudden, God's spoken to him and told him that it needs to go into all the world. Do you know what I've put on him? I've set an intention that wherever else he goes, it will get worse. Thanks for the follow, babe. He's there thinking, oh, if I go to America, it will be better. If I go to Paris, it will be better. It doesn't matter where you go, baby. It's the age of truth. Thanks for the follow, Saku. Thanks for the follow, Irish. It's the age of truth. Everyone's had enough with y'all. Everyone all over the world. We're all waking up. We've all had enough. Facts, innit? We've all had enough. Do you know how many people I get from all over the world? From America to Australia to Switzerland to Botswana, Africa, all over the world, that are waking up and saying, like, we've had enough. We don't want them her. So what I've put on him, and the intention is that every single, wherever he goes, he's going to get it harder. He's going to get more resistance, because it's not, God is teaching these people and they're stubborn. You ain't hearing from God. This is a global mass awakening. You're awake. Yes, Irish. Big yourself up. I think I'm about 7% Irish. Yeah, I've got Irish blood in me. I really do. With y'all. Do you know what I'm saying? Because remember, Irish, back in the day, it was no Irish and no dogs. Remember? Woohoo! Don't even get it twisted, baby. Do you know what I mean? And there's my auntie, it's like my mom's best friend turned family. She's Irish. So I do consider myself as Irish as well. I've got so much love. Yeah. Big yourself up, man. If you're not woke, you're just gonna mentally, you're not gonna survive. You're not gonna survive, chair. All right. So why do people church cult hop? I wanted to speak about this because a lot of people are just hopping. They're not dealing with it. Do you get what I'm saying? And these are usually the people that they target as well, because they might backslide for a little bit, go back into the world. They get more trauma, more things that they got to unpack. Then they go back into the setting, more indoctrinated, usually go into some sort of psychosis, mental health, go back out, do the same thing. It's like the same pattern that I'm seeing with survivors. So why do they do this? Trauma repetition. When you've been hurt in a spiritual setting, your brain sometimes goes back to the same pattern recognition, what you're used to. It feels like home. Abuse becomes love. Not because you want pain, but because it's familiar. Let's add an extra layer. If you've got if your parents are first gen and all you've experienced is abuse, hyper religiosity, your parents are there, lights are on, no one's home. It's as good as your mum being unalived, because there's emotional neglect. You haven't had a mum growing up, so there's extra. You're extra vulnerable to church cult hop, because every time you have something goes wrong, every time you have trauma, every time you have like crisis, you go running back to external ways of communicating and connecting with God, because you feel like a sinner. You have to go there to get your sins washed clean and whatever. It's nothing's real in there. Don't you see that it's psychological? It's systems that they've put in place for you to feel like you're doing something to repent for your sins. And all they're doing in there is just doing up the same thing, but it's repackaged in hyper religiosity. But now we've got the mass awakening, we can see through it. Even the vibe, they're not understanding that even when you're walking up to us, the vibration, we can feel it, because people are waking up now. We don't just by the vibe that we're getting alone. We don't care what you got to talk about. You could be trying to talk to us about winning £1 million. The woke ones are not interested, because we know that's a piece of paper. What you want to give me? A piece of paper with King Charles's face on it? No, baby, keep your distance. This is expensive. This is expensive energy. I don't want you to touch me. I don't know what you transfer. This is expensive. This is Demore. I love that Demore guy. Have you seen how he's been bringing his Demore? I love him so much. Oh my God. Such a queen. All right. It's called trauma bonding or repetition compulsion. The mind unconsciously tries to replay the situation and finally get a different outcome. So let's bring Einstein into this. He says doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, is insanity in a nutshell. Trauma repetition. I'll go on. Searching for safety in the same environment. Again, doing the same things over and over again, expecting different results, is insanity, quoted by Einstein. They're still in there believing, oh, God's going to give it to me at the right time. You know, let me share this with you. I think I shared it yesterday, but I think it's really powerful. So I was at the traffic lights, and because I've had to, like, they've just, the most thing that they were doing to me in this cult was financial exploitation. I lost everything, yeah. And you lot might think this is snobby and whatever, and I don't care. This is my life. When I was married, I was in the Range, you know, the Range Sport, custom, cherry red, sparkly, red seats, panoramic, you know, the roof that goes, I had all of that, and the Mercedes. After that, when I had to like leave the divorce, I didn't come out. Anyway, I'm not even going to get into that. God knows. Long story short, I had to get like a mini Countryman. And I know you lot might think, oh, Leah, that's still a nice car. And I get that it is. It's vintage. It's timeless. It's a beautiful car. And I do get away with it. I do rock it out just because of who I am. But still, it's not what I'm used to. Do you know what I mean? I've had to make a lot of sacrifices and humble myself and just be like making this car act like I'm in a Rolls Royce, because that's who I am. So anyway, I was at the traffic lights and I saw this beautiful Range. And then this thought came to me, and it was like, humble yourself. Be content. You may not have what you want, but you know, all of that indoctrination from the cult, you know, because they want that fake humility to teeth your money and keep you control. Then all of a sudden a voice came and said, no, you deserve that Range Rover. Everything you've been through and all the work you've been putting in, you deserve that. You can get it. You can work hard and get that. You can manifest that in. You can do it, girl. You're divine. And I said, ooh, yeah, I do deserve it. Whoever this is, whoever you are, whoever you are, where are you? You're right. You're right. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, bitch. I deserve good stuff. I deserve to have a good life. I deserve to be comfortable. Do you get what I'm saying? I've got a good heart. I've done a lot in my life. And if that scripture is true, and you reap what you sow, and if this age is true, then God will make it happen for me. The universe, you know, will bring all the blessings down, because as above, so below, bitch. All right. Have I done this bit? Okay, we've done that bit. Guilt and fair programming. Cults teach that. Did I do searching for safety? Yeah. Guilt and fair programming. Cults teach that leaving equals backsliding or inviting curses, or you're going to HELL, or you'll be destroyed, or you'll lose Christ. And that's the only thing that matters to you. So there's a lot of manipulation. That guilt drives survivors to keep finding new places of worship as homes, thinking maybe I just haven't found the right one. I haven't found the right one. There are good places out there. Oh God, you're just delusional, baby. You don't want to put in the healing, because you know, if you find the truth, you don't know what that's going to do. You've got to be really brave to go down this deconstructing and deprogramming route. And I'm so happy that there's more content creators that are coming out and talking about it. There's this gal, yeah, she's been deconstructed. Have you not seen her? Some American girl. She was like a worship leader, I think, in Bethel cult for like years. And she's got, her and her husband have come out. Oh, I got to call her back. 1 second, guys. Hi, babe. Girl. Babe, I'm on live. Can I call you back in about 30 minutes, yeah, Queen? Call me when you're ready, babe. Your voice is on live. What do you want to say to the people, girl? Everyone, I love you. Happy Mental Health Day. Oh, love you, babe. I'll speak to you soon. Me back, yeah? Bye. Oh, I love her so much, yeah. Oh my God, the love of my life just called Haley. That's my brother's first baby mom, my fam. She's gonna help me braid my hair. And I go back to, we only said goodbye with words. I cried 1,000,000 times. Na, 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 na. I go back to black, 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 black. We only said goodbye. That's what we did on the X Factor. We did it like a band, and we had all the harmonies, because I'm going back to black with my hair, guys. That's why I sung I go back to, I can't remember the lyrics. All right. Recycled Christians. Have I done this one? Abusive cults prey on recycled believers, people already broken, rejected, or recovering from other cults. People, so they're even more vulnerable. Yeah, because now they're cult hoppers. They're thinking, oh, good. Oh, you go to a cult, but it's not going to be like ours. I bet you don't have the youths. I bet you don't have the events. Yeah, I'm just going to invite her. I'm sure she'll come. So they get a lot of people like who are in other cults, and they come to these. They go to their family cult on Sunday, then they go to this cult to get prophecy on a Friday, then they go to another cult to get, I don't know, like deliverance on a Wednesday, then they go to another cult to do all night press, spirituals. All right. And then they want to be looking at other gal, them labeling and judging them as being Jezebels and being loose. Hey, Kate, and being this and being that and the third. But here they are, the biggest ones in the world today that will do absolutely anything to get a soul to come to the cult. They'll flirt. They'll be deceptive. They'll use love bombing. They'll use their figure. They'll use their looks. They'll use their pretty privilege. The pretty privilege is only allowed when you're recruiting the man them into the cult. But then when you come in, you got to change it up. They know these people are easy to recondition because they already speak the language of faith and obedience. So they're easier to indoctrinate. Emotional withdrawal. Leaving a cult creates emotional emptiness. The brain craves the same high of group worship, prophecy, or spiritual intensity, even if it was toxic. Some people hop from one to another, chasing connection that never heals them. So they're seeking, they're searching, but the seeking is they need to go within, because they are the temple, but they are searching in external temples, thinking that that is going to heal or help them in some way, because they've been conditioned to see it that way. Not because it is that way, because their generations before them have been conditioned to see it that way. And then that trauma carries through epigenetically, where they believe that, you know, religion is very much a part of, you know, their existence here on earth. And, you know, if they don't believe in that, then they're going to go to HOR. Oh, please. Am I 5? Am I 5 years old? Am I 5 for you to be telling me to believe in an invisible lake of whatever in HOR? I'm not 5, babe. Because if I'm going, you're definitely going, babe. And then we can settle it there. Because that's what I'm saying. I'm on what I'm on, babes. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care. Do you know that there's goddesses that control underworlds? Don't play with me, baby. I'm not the one. I'm not the blood clot one, because you might find yourself being ruled by me wherever we go afterwards. So you better just relax yourself, chair. Think I'm afraid of the underworld? You think I'm afraid of HEOL? You think I'm afraid of the darkness? Do you think I'm not afraid, babe? I'm not afraid. Divine feminines, we're goddesses. We're meant to be worshipped and adored, babe. It doesn't matter where we are and whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you get it? Like, I don't care. You can't make me afraid of that type of stuff, babes. I'll go to the underworld and I'll marry the man that's there, whoever it is that's controlling the underworld, and you'll be serving me. All right, so the brain craves the same high of group worship, prophecy, or spiritual intensity, even if it was toxic. So people hop from one to another, chasing connection that never heals them. That it's all fake. It's all a facade. Arish Kigel. What does that mean, babe? Because that's my Paris. Love you. The real reason underneath. You put me on the spot differently. Haha, love you. Oh, I love you too. It's because you're such good vibes. So you can hear your voice on Insta and YouTube, girl, afterwards. And I was saying how much I love you. Thanks for the follow, Casmic. The real reason underneath all of this. They're not addicted to the place and space of worship. They're addicted to hope, to the fake prophecies, to the lies, to the false promises, to the hope that they're going to get rich, because they're never going to get rich. So all the guys in there, like the Dusties and that, they're all out, you know, getting their ego and their validation and their masculinity from being outside preaching or handing out leaflets. That's not masculine, my love. Thanks for the follow, Star. I don't find that masculine. But the Barbara the Builders are just desperate for anybody. They'll take anything. They'll take anything that's walking in there, the gal them, anything that's walking. They're either retired, washed up 304s, or they're like been heavily indoctrinated, or they're very insecure. So they'll just take anything. So they're not addicted to the place and space of worship. They're addicted to the hope, to the lies that it brings. It's Mesopotamian spirituality. Woo! Pin that word. Hope that this time the love will be real. Hope that this time God won't be used to hurt them. Until survivors get trauma-informed support and healthy community, that cycle keeps repeating. Irish Kigal. I have no idea what it means, but if Paris has said there's something Mesopotamian spirituality, Irish Kigal, because Paris is a divine femme as well, and she's an absolute pure soul. So I know what it means, my girl, but I must say it because Paris is good vibes, and I know she's a pure girl. You're a girl, baby. Do you know what I mean? How you've been in, where are you, Anguilla, whatever, out there with the natural hair flowing, playing your little guitar chair. That's a goddess right there. She just looking like a goddess, like she's not even real. So do you get that if they don't get the trauma-informed therapy, because it's not just any therapy, it's certain therapy that we need, chair. Yes, baby, you that girl. Yeah. She's just so effortlessly beautiful. She's got the natural hair. She just needs to walk out of the sea, and it's just goddess. So what survivors need to hear? What do we need to hear at this current time, guys? And then I'm going to take a break, and then I'm going to come back a bit later. Okay. So what do we need to hear right now? And if you've got any questions, get them ready, my loves. Saying no doesn't make you rebellious. I'm going to repeat that. Saying no doesn't make you rebellious. It means you're reclaiming power. God never authorized abuse. God never gave them a green flag to ABUSERs. God never gave them permission to use his name in vain and protect. God never gave them permission to thief. God never even gave them permission to make the tithe a thing. God never gave them permission to be EVIL and do up the transatlantic trade. God never did that. God wasn't in that, baby. So then we've got to look at that at the way you've manipulated and put those sacred texts together in the canon. That's what we need to do up. Because I'm not an enemy of the canon, because I love the Psalms. There's certain scriptures in there, the book of Isaiah. And then when you bring the Apocrypha into it, it's so mystical. There's a lot of hidden truths in there, but it has to be decoded. It's not like a normal book. So if this gets into the hands of the wrong person, they can interpret it in the wrong way and use it for mass destruction and mass control over the lives of people. And this is mainly what we're coming to the awakening of now, guys, because of everything that's going on in the USA. So we can't escape that. We can't run. We can't hide. Why do you think that God has chosen that particular nation? Because it's like the United States. It's like what do they call it? Like the great, the land of the free. And it's not right now, chair. Everything they worked for because of a you-know-what cult leader, like he's actually a Machiavellian, Trump. He's just regressed them hundreds of years. Like, it's so sad. Like, if I was in America, chair, I don't even know. That's why Jay-Z and Beyonce are coming to England, isn't it? Because they don't play with that. They're real BLK activists in the cut. You know what I'm saying? They're just like, we're coming, we're cutting out. You know, when you've got that deep understanding of like African spirituality and you're woke, who are they fighting for? Do you know? Because they've got that deep understanding. They just got cut out. That's what I would do. I ain't got time for it. I ain't got time for that. Because they know the deeper hidden meanings. Like, they want a RACE war. But the thing is, even the man them from the block, from the streets of Chicago are woke. They're woke. Because these are God's chosen people. So they're not outside doing this and that. They're not giving that man what he wants. Because it's a different time and season. Yeah. That's what, and they're doing it the right way. They're doing it the right way, because there'll be a time if it has to get to that, but it ain't got to that right now. Hey, Queen Shahs, they're trying to draw them out. They're trying to draw the hood out. Why have you chosen Chicago? Out of all of the places in America, why are you choosing Chicago? My family live in Chicago, but not the hood. They live in the good bit, yeah. If I went to Chicago, I'd be eating, you know, with my rich family in their big house, like, you know, having the lovely food and whatever. Then I'll go to the block in the evening. You know what? I'm like, babe, all I do when I go to the hood is I just go dressed to the nines and just act like some damsel in distress. It works every single time, like crying and everything. So because the man them, if they see me all dressed like, they'll be intimidated. But when I'm in distress, they always come to me and they're like, no, Shawty, I gotta go take you out. What do you want? What can I do for you right now to make it feel better? Shopping, baby. And then you touch his chest and you move your hand, you feel up his chest right to where the belt is. You're my hero. And then you do, because my eyes look butters, but you do the look. You're my hero. You know, use your eyes, look at it up and down. It's the nicest thing that anyone's ever done for me. Do you know what I'm saying? Off we are to Chanel, to wherever we need to go. But me, even Zara, I don't really like Chanel. And you know what? That was the thing about me. Like, I'd rather you take me to Zara and then I could buy the whole shop. Do you know what I mean? And then I'll have like my whole wall. I don't even like designer stuff. I don't even like designer stuff like that. Anyway, we digress. Why'd I get there? A man loves a damsel in distress, chair. Healing doesn't mean joining another place and space of worship. It means learning to feel safe in your own body again. Learning to trust yourself, because the biggest enemy after you leave is going to be self. Oh my God, why didn't I see it? I was so DUMB. I'm ashamed. I just let them steal my money. They took everything. I was so done. You're just beating yourself down. You don't trust yourself because it's been a lot of orders and instructions. You haven't been using critical thinking. Your neurosystem's up. Your brain is like all rewired. Your amygdala, your hippocampus. You got to wake these things up. You got to put in the work now to awaken self. How do you do that? Through going out into nature, doing breath work, having the frequencies playing, guys. Stop believing in the lies. Having the frequencies on and my incense and my candles and everything like that, that's been keeping me alive, because man cannot live off bread and bread alone, B. Let me tell you something. Something happened in my yard, yeah, and I had to move to another house for a couple of couple months whilst work was getting done on my yard. When I left, I didn't have all of my stuff, you know, like, because I've done up my room in a way where it's like a utopia. It's a haven. When I come in here, I feel like I'm in a different space. It helps my mental health. Oh, hey, babe. So when I was out of the environment, I realized I had to bring my candles and stuff, but it still wasn't the same. It wasn't the right energy. It wasn't home. And that's when I started, that's why I keep telling you lot, have your plants, like have flowers, like have your stuff, like make your room how you want, like it's going to help your mental health. Have your frequencies playing. You can put in healing frequency on YouTube. You can put in, beta waves is a very good one. BETA for the brain, like that, because there's frequencies that you like. It's not evil, it's science, guys. It's science, because everything's about vibrations and frequencies. So you can put it on as you're sleeping, as you're cleaning, as you're studying, and especially if you suffer from like severe mental health, you know, like when you just feel like that's it, I just want to delete myself. You can't even have like music playing, because everyone and anyone irritates you. But because these like beta waves and frequencies and whatever are conducive for neurodivergent people, it actually helps us, because some of the ones that I listen to are just like it's not even like music. That's even hurt my head. I must have hit a frequency. It's certain frequency. We have electric through us. Yes Berlin, yes. Oh God, you turning me on, babe. Don't get me started on the pyramids and that we are electricity, we are technology, baby. You understand, you overstand, you understand, and you higher stand at that point. Even when we touch people and we get that spark, it's electrifying. That's the electricity in our body. It's spiritual, man. Like, they've tried to like make a meaning for everything. Like, the sun and moon were out at the same time in the morning. And I get that it means something, reflections, and we can look into the science of it. But for me, I was just seeing it as that's God speaking to me, man. I cherished it because it's in so much awe that the sun and the moon are out at the same time in the morning. What do you mean? In it, a period, point blank. Period, point blank. I was supposed to finish like 20 minutes ago. All right, guys, let's wrap it up. All right. So it means learning to feel safe in your own body again and trust in self. Thanks for the follow, Jayande. Guys, please follow me on Leah Lauder 7. I don't post content on this page. I only go on live on this one. Yeah, where I put all my content, all my stories are there about my life. If you want to get to know me more, you want to get to know my story and whatnot, it's Leah Lauder 7. And they're trying to stop me to get from 10K on one account, because I would have had well over 10K at the moment on one thing, but they've been trying to get me off the internet, blocking me, reporting me up. So I have to have 8 accounts. And across those accounts, I've got thousands of followers across those accounts, but not in one place to get the playlist feature. And because I've got the amount of content across my pages as someone who would have over 10K followers and have the playlist. So what it does is it makes it really difficult for survivors to access the content because it's all over the place. But how I've seen it is it's better for me to have the content all over the place and not even know how to forget which emails with what to even withdraw funds and do what. Do you get what I'm saying, guys? Because it's not about the money. It's not about the fame. It's not about the clout for me. It is about getting the message out there, awareness, and making sure that the survivors have a safe space. Y'all have a safe space to help you from not losing your mind and deleting yourself. Like, that's what I'm on, innit? It's Cult 101. It's Cult 101, bitch. And on that note, I'm going to come back, guys. I need to go get some Mackie D's. You know I love it. So this is the last one. Your boundaries are sacred. Your consent is holy. Your autonomy is divine. When you say no, you are not rejecting God. You are protecting your soul and your energy. And that's what real deliverance looks like. That's what real healing looks like. That's what taking your power looks like. That's what maturing in the faith and building a personal relationship with God looks like. That's what self-love looks like. That's what getting your identity looks like. Setting up those boundaries, learning to say no, being confident in self, being able to look at someone eyeball to eyeball. Because a lot of you lot, they've turned you lot weak, soft, afraid, crippled when they come. No, man. Just tell them, like, you've been coming on the live for a hot minute now, Jer. Talk to them like how I talk to them. Do you understand what I'm saying? Go and listen to a woman called Rennie Ricci and Cardi B. Go and listen to gal them like that. Come and get some, you get me, like, get a bit of thing to you. Anyway, I love you. I'm going, guys. I hope this live's been good. I hope it's created awareness. I hope people will be able to look back and watch it, and, you know, it will help. I have my YouTube, Leah Lauder 7. Guys, please go and follow me on Leah Lauder 7 YouTube and Leah Lauder 7 TikTok, okay? I've also got an Instagram, Leah Lauder 777, and I do post slightly different content across the 3, and I will start doing that soon. I've got a lot going on, but I know I can achieve it because I can do all things through Christ whom strengthens me. And nothing is impossible through Christ Jesus. So you see, that's why I didn't deconstruct Christ outside of my psyche, because even if Christ isn't real, it's a really, really powerful, you know, tool. Like me having that belief, that mindset psychologically. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I just believe like we're magical beings, like divine beings, and I do think we've got the power to like create our own reality and shift and do it. But you've got to put in a lot of time. It's about evolution, ascension, understanding the planetary alignments, how the universe works, tapping into it. Because the elites, the EVIL people who control hair, they do a lot of distractions, a lot of sort of stuff. So you've got to be woke to inner stand, overstand, higher stand, and understand what they're doing up. You've got to be able to be operating at like a 5D vibration. Like you need to be at the 5D. So then you're almost like, oh, this is the 3D. This is what they do up here. This is assimilation. I hope this isn't too much, guys. But if it is, just take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Yeah. All right, guys. Love you. I'll see you later. Are you guys going to come back? I finally clocked TikTok, man. All right, you lot, love you. I'll see you later. Your reporting didn't work. Put a record on. Suck your mother dry. Miss Kiko, I'll see you later, my Queen Kiko. Yes, yes. I love you, girl. All right, then. YouTube, I'm going to see you later. I love you a while. Okay, I'm going to see you later. I don't know what time it's going to be. It's just going to be a time. I don't know, Johnny. You just got to wait. You got to wait. You got to wait. You got to wait. Bye, Instagram. I love